Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, friends, family, and some new friends we plan to make today. Welcome to Something to Think About, where we are
Salted with facts and peppered with opinion.
Oh, yeah. I am Janice Ewell, also known as Lady J sometimes, and sometimes it's Queen, and by some other names that people may call me that I don't know about. But as long as I don't know about them, it's not a threat.
All right.
So we're just going to move on to the people who are sitting here with me today. And we're going to start with Pastor John on my right here. Pastor John is the pastor of thefaithfulchurch.org.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can find him on,
www.faithfulchurch.org.
All right.
yes, and don't forget the WWWs.
Don't forget the www.
And then we have Tamara, who's here as a stylist and as a cosmetologist and as a mom and a whole bunch of other hats that she wears. And her business name is Trey Chic Hair by Tammy.
That's
Yes.
right. Hello, everyone.
Tell everybody where you're located, Tammy.
I am located at Gemistry Hair Salon, and that's in off of Old Branch Avenue in Clinton. Check me out.
Yes.
Check her out. Check her out.
Check her out.
Check the mic. Okay. And the other person with us is Tony Colwell, who works with the Prince George's County school system and is a 10-year veteran. She has done so much in terms of working with the school system. But prior to that, she was also the outreach counselor for a community organization, nonprofit, for 20 years.
Hello, everyone.
Where she dealt with a lot of people and their mental issues, mental health issues, and we know that we've experienced a lot of success in that area. So what we want to bring to you today, this is not just a talk show. Well, we are action-oriented.
Yes.
And as he said, we are assaulted with facts. We're going to give you some facts, but then you should be able to develop your own opinion about what we tell you. The fact is that you can see it in a book, read it in a book, see it on the TV, but it should not negate you as an individual and who you are. And we've been dealing with emotions as part of our audio podcast, which you will also find on our website, which is what?
www.somethingtothinkaboutpod.com.
Hey.
Well, that's where you find us. And you can go there and listen to the other 24, 23 episodes, and you will start to see this feature on a more regular basis. So we want you to start following us.
Please do.
Following
Follow.
us.
Follow us.
Okay? Because this is how you are going to get control of your emotions. And the key word here is for you to take control.
Yes.
If you don't take control, somebody is controlling you. Okay? Stop it. Whatever you're doing right now, stop.
Yes. Please do.
Think. Get yourself together. Know what you need to do. So our whole series is going to be on you understanding and appreciating yourself, because you are not rated by all those people on any other media and anybody else's opinion, wherever they may sit, stand, or roll.
Absolutely.
You are determined about you and how strong you are.
That's right.
And everybody wants to give strong a whole new definition. What is strong to you? And strong to most people means that they'll put up with a whole lot of
BS.
manure just to get along with you. And we are going to teach you the fact that you don't have to do that. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is be you.
That's it.
So we're going to help you understand it. You go to our website, go to contact us, type in your name, either real or fictitious, and whatever your issue is. When we read it, we're going to get it through our panel of experts, and we're going to give you our opinions. And what you have to do is you have to know you have to be strong to accept the truth,
That's right.
because the truth does, in fact, hurt sometimes. But it is
Feel
also,
You know?
yes, it also opens the door to enlightenment. And that's what you have to be to understand yourself. And we're going to be talking about that in this first segment of our show. And the next time we come before you, we're going to be talking about boundaries and how you have to have those in order for you to gain your personal strength.
Exactly.
Okay. So we're going to be talking a little bit now about one of the other emotions, which is rejection. And we've mentioned in our previous podcast how we are controlled by so many different emotions, and there seem to be new ones popping up every day. So one day when I looked it up, it was 20, and then it became 27. Then the last check was 34. So we're just growing emotional babies all over the place.
Yeah.
But what you have to do is understand what it is and the effect that it has on you and how to put the brakes on. So what I want my illustrious panel to do is to start dealing with some of that. The other thing that we're going to do today is we're going to ask our co-host, Tony Colwell, to share a story that I think you're going to find enlightening, and you're also going to find it beneficial, and it may give you the strength for you to get out of whatever you're in that's holding you back from being you, to move on and do something else. Because quite frankly, I am impressed with her progress.
Okay,
And
Tony.
we want to see her come to you with what started it and how she's feeling right now. And all of the things that we're going to tell you have moved people from woe is me to, boy, I'm leading the life I always wanted. And if that's a goal that you have, we're going to help you do it.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Are we gonna help them do it? Or what?
We're going to help them.
Well, then we're going to help
The
you
best
do
of
it
my ability.
to the best of each ability in the room.
That's right.
So let's just deal a little with, I think what I want to do is divert from what I was going to do at first, is to start with all of the different forms of rejection and all that. And I want to divert from that a little bit by just kind of segueing into Tony's story, because I don't want to have to cut her story short. We can always revisit the different types of rejection. But I think you're going to find it enlightening. I hope you'll find it inspiring. And we just want to support her as her journey begins. And nobody knows where it's going to end, but wherever it is, I think it's going to be
excited about it.
super.
Oh, thank you.
Super. Okay.
Okay, Tony.
Oops, I thought you knew.
Told me something.
I told you. I thought you knew. But let's begin with you, Tony. And why don't you tell us wherever you want to start and wherever you want to end. Only share what you want to share.
That's right. We're
There are no
listening.
boundaries here.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Let's say that. First thing you got to start off with is being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Because the only one you can be truly honest with is yourself, and learn to accept the good, like Tammy said, the bad and the ugly.
Yes.
My journey began when I was a younger girl. I am a survivor of sexual assault by family members. Dealing with that is a long story in itself, and we'll get more into that as the journey continues. But learning to face that, and with anger, and with being toxic with a relationship that was for 20 years in the making, and then realizing I was so toxic myself. It wasn't just a blame game,
Right.
but I did it, you know, and had to go through life with alcohol and drugs, and overcoming that is a process itself. It's trying to run from pain. You can't run from. You cannot
Nope.
run from pain, and realizing that you matter.
Yes.
Know that you matter.
Yeah.
Feel it in here and here. But see, these are two different entities sometimes. This one will take you left and this one will take you right. But it's bringing it together and trying to move onward.
Tell them.
It's a journey.
Amen corner
So
says
but first,
amen.
like I said, you have to be honest. You got to realize what you're feeling is what you're feeling. You mad and sad and angry at the same time. You blame yourself, your self-doubt. You looking for people to make this feel good and make this feel good. But like I said, you got to deal with one at a time. You have to be truthful.
That's the truth.
That's the only thing that's going to start it out with, of healing. And you got to be truthful around the people that is around you. There are a lot of toxic people, and realize you're part of that toxic trait too, because the only person you're hurting is you. And then you got to realize if you had children, I was the one that had children and a partner that was toxic. So try to raise children with 2 toxic people around you. What you think you're gonna get?
Right.
Get more toxic.
More
More
toxicity.
toxic. And then you raising toxic children. And then that generation is bringing toxic kids in it because of one act. One act that happened in your life. But you created a multiple acts of togetherness. You and that person. To one of y'all got to step off that merry-go-round. Because this is all it's going to keep doing. And you're going to keep hurting until you be honest with yourself. And I faced the truth about myself that I didn't like me no more. Because I kept putting roadblocks in my way. I had good people in my life, but I kept doing like this. I don't want to hear this. And I go get drunk, go to sleep, and kids looking at me like, what the hell is this? On the couch, like, what is this? I mean, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, but what is it? What was I creating?
Right.
But then I stopped.
And now look at you.
And I feel
Confident.
wonderful. Yes. Didn't
Go
you?
ahead. Confident and strong.
Love the flirt.
And all beside
flirt.
herself and everything.
Love to flirt.
Yes. But
But at least you learn from it.
yeah, I learned from my mistake. But I learned to forgive me, though.
Yes.
That's the number one thing. Forgiveness of yourself.
Yes.
That's the
It
hardest
starts-
part.
That's the
Yeah.
hardest part because
Yeah.
you're going to still keep blaming yourself. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still got issues that I'm working for, but I won't give up me no more.
There you go.
That's what I won't do.
And that's what
For
makes
anybody, not even for my children, because I have to be healthy in order to be there for them. But I learned not to give up on me.
And everybody has a past they aren't particularly proud
No.
of. Everybody has something they wish they hadn't done. You have all those things.
But you know what? I'm proud of my
But guess
past.
what? It happened yesterday.
That's part of growing
But
up,
I'm
though.
proud of my past because now I'm a woman that can
Yeah.
help other people.
Yes. And that's what this is all about.
It's about self-helping yourself
Yeah.
first.
First, you have to understand you. And I think that's the point you were trying to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you took your journey from all of those abusive and toxic things, then you started to come into the light, as they say, right?
Yeah.
So as you started to see you, how did you start to work through that?
Because I realized I'm beautiful inside and out. That's the first thing it is, and I know I'm a good person. So I was able to forgive myself to realize how much goodness that I have and what my experience can help other people. I stopped a lot of people. I had this one female that she went through similar things that I had, was going to commit suicide. And I thank God that I was there. Well, the young lady, to be able to help a person, and especially to talk them down and get the help that they needed, it's not making you a hero. It's just you're supposed to be there at that moment.
Right.
And to know that her life mattered because she was a good friend and I see her suffering. It's like when you see somebody suffering, you are the same way. Just like you take care of your children or anybody else in your life, you have to put that back into you to know that your life matters. So, yeah, I've been on that spectrum of wanting to do something to myself and really I wrestle with myself. And that's painful.
So when the woman called you to say that she was feeling suicidal or she felt like she wanted to kill herself, tell us how that actually transpired.
Well, it transpired. Well, one thing is she was going through emotional breakdown and started blaming herself for everything that was happening in the world, and then felt like nobody was there. The worst thing you could feel when you're going through a mental breakdown is to feel like somebody is not there.
Right.
And you have a lot of people that won't be there. That's why it's important for everybody on this planet to take care of their mental health. And it's prevalent now more than anything because the world is not the same anymore. It's not the same like it
is
was.
miserable with
And
different things.
We are our brother or sister in this case.
Yeah.
Keepers.
And you have to realize that when you see somebody hurting, please open your heart up to them.
So what kicked in for you when you realized that she was serious and that she was trying to hurt herself? What kicked in for you at that point?
Because I recognized some of the things that I was going through. And she went through some of the similar breakdowns that I went through. But see, I didn't go through a medical facility. I had to deal with this a lot on my own. But the key is I had good, important people in my life. And I'm talking to one of them right now. This whole panel. was been in my life for years, and that helped me. I mean, you know,
And I know you've been trying to get rid of us, but we're just
I'm not getting rid of
anymore.
y'all. We stuck like glue. So
For sure.
I'm a stalker when it comes to them. So yeah, well, not
She
really.
is. She
well, I
is.
am, but
So did you tell her that you were going to do what you did, which
Yeah.
was to get help?
yeah, I told her I was gonna get help. I
And
called.
she stayed where you asked her to stay?
Yeah, but she was running down the street in traffic. She was. I was like, "Good Lord, I'm glad you're not on the Beltway," because she was seriously stopping people. She was screaming for help in the middle of traffic,
poor her.
and do you know nobody helped?
And all
Because-
go ahead.
And the police. Her mother was. I was calling everybody. World. I'm glad I had one pedestrian that stopped, and she went to their house, and they was kind of holding her there, talking to her because she was going through that medical breakdown. That we was able to get in contact with the police and talk to them. Her mother was able to contact people, so we was able to get her on the ambulance and rush to the hospital at the time. But she was this close from running into traffic.
So
and
you
killing
were on the
herself.
phone with her?
I was on
you
the
weren't
phone.
actually there.
I wasn't there with her.
Oh, okay.
I was on the phone. So, like I said, any communication that is, don't say it's not. You can't reach out to somebody because you can.
Well, hallelujah and kudos to you
Thank
for
you.
being there at that time because
Yeah.
it could have turned out a whole lot different.
It could have.
But all of that really is surrounded by people who care about another person.
Exactly.
And these days, everybody wants to be in love with everything, and love usually being equated to something miserable. Mm-hmm. You know, well, I'm going to slap you upside the head, but I love you.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah, that goes
You
to show
should.
all the emotions.
Yeah.
Those different emotions.
I'm telling you.
And if you have so many emotions, as we discussed previously, if you have 34 emotions and only 10 of them are positive, the rest of your day, rest of your life, rest of your contacts, relationships are all governed by 24
Yeah.
negative ones. And then when we're talking about today is about understanding and appreciating you
That's right.
and being honest with yourself, what the truth is, and that's what you were talking about. So the outcome of the story that you have was that she was able to.
Get the help that she needed. She still has problems, but she wasn't like she was yesterday or the day before that. She's very much more in control of her emotions now.
Are you in contact with her?
Yeah,
today?
matter of fact, I talked to her early this morning before I came here.
And what's her mental health status now? Do you think?
I'm gonna give her about 89. That's better than a 1% that she was at.
Right.
But she know to reach out more now, and she's putting that love back into her. She's, like I said, we all got problems, but it's just how we gonna cope with it.
Absolutely.
That's masterful
Absolutely.
thinking. Exactly.
And the thing is, until you realize who you are,
Exactly.
you can't help anybody else.
Nope, not at all.
Because how you gonna give me advice about crossing the street and you've never crossed the street yourself?
Never.
So you can tell me, but it's not the practical application of that knowledge. So that's what you did. You took what you had done, and your work in the outreach center as an outreach coordinator, I'm sure,
Yes.
helped you along that.
It did. I mean, it helped save my life. I mean, like I said, being honest with yourself is scary. It's beautiful at the same time. It's sad. It's happy. Like it's where we back at emotions. Emotions is something else. I'm telling you.
It's a whole lot, and it drives everything that you do every day.
Everything.
Because if we look in the mirror, and a lot of people, I was telling Pastor John here before, I said, when the person wakes up in the morning, and the only thing they have on their minds is something negative.
Absolutely.
How are people going to perceive me today? How am I supposed to feel about this or that? When you wake up in the morning, and I'm coming at it from a different perspective. When I say, I get up in the morning and I just go like this, take a quick inventory. My legs work, my eyes work. I'm still okay.
Exactly.
That's all I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about whether you care about me or not.
Yep.
So that's what it is. It's all about how you wake up and get yourself going in the morning. And the people who wake up, the thing is, and what we're talking about here, is just telling yourself the truth.
That's it.
Understand who you are.
But that's the hardest thing to do.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes.
Tell
it's
yourself the
hard to
truth.
do.
Deal
You
with
know-
your own emotions
Yeah.
about yourself. That's the hardest thing.
And do it talking in the mirror. You'd be surprised what come back out.
You know, some people
What?
can't even
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at themselves in
No,
the
they
mirror.
can't.
That's absolutely
I was one of them.
right.
I could not look myself in the mirror. I'd be like this.
Like, have
This
you-
one man told me, he said, if you don't pick your head up, I used to walk like this, y'all. Scared to look at people. And I don't know what happened. I know I got my voice, and now I can't be quiet.
I mean, have you stood in front of the mirror and just looked at yourself?
Yeah.
That's a hard thing
It
to
is.
do, really.
Because we always critiquing ourselves. That's one thing we got to stop.
Yeah, I found that I have to stop doing that because
Yeah.
every time I walk past the mirror, I look back and I'm like, what am I looking at? What am
Yeah.
I trying to find? You know?
You perfect just being you.
Exactly.
But in order for you to be you, and I can't emphasize this enough, you have to understand who you are. You
That's
have
right.
to realize who you are. I don't have to worry about anybody else in the room. I just need to know me.
That's right.
So when you go look in the mirror lies to a lot of people.
That's
You
right.
do.
So when you go to the mirror, you have to be ready to face the truth.
It's the truth,
Tell
though.
the truth.
And you just getting up out
That
of
mirror
bed
will
in the
tell you
morning.
exact truth.
You be like this. Why my eye look like it's right here?
Exactly.
You know?
Then you had to reevaluate everything
Every
you were
single
doing
thing.
before that because the mirror
Yep.
just told you the truth. Now, the problem I have with the mirror telling you the truth is that a lot of people come out of the house and ignore what they saw. Because your mirror told you the truth. It told you.
I don't know if they
you didn't
ignore
need
it.
to look
I don't
like
know.
that.
I don't think they ignore it.
What you think?
What do
Some
you
Ann?
think
people
happens?
I think some people just say, you know what, I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. A lot
Because
of them
that's where the self-esteem come in. I have good self-esteem. If I feel okay with what I'm doing,
But if you do, then that's fine. But what I find is that people look in the mirror and go, oh, yeah, well, I think, my Bambi lashes look good. And, everything else that I bothered to add on my derriere is fine. All that's fine. But then they come out of the house and meet somebody like Tony that tells them that you don't look good anymore.
Not me. Not me.
And then they have self-esteem issues. Oh, well, gosh, she told
I'm not.
me. Adjusting their clothes and trying to see if
I'm
that
the
lash
last
is
one
really
to say
falling
that.
down in
Oh.
their face. But, anybody at this table would give you the same truth if you wanted it. But how many people want it?
Not many.
No.
Well,
I don't even want it
Not,
sometimes.
well, it depends on the character of that person, who that person actually is, whether or not they really want to know the nitty gritty about themselves.
And you can tell from all the people who come out to look in a certain way that they really don't want you to tell them what they look like.
Absolutely.
They just want to walk around and be an irritant for everybody else's eyes.
Preach.
oh my gosh.
Preach.
I'm about to buy some stock and Visine and just pass it out as I walk the street.
It gets the red eye.
Or better still, that's what I'm talking about. The irritants.
Yeah.
I don't
Because
know. I
certainly-
wouldn't mind somebody telling me.
Me neither. Like I said, I'd rather have the truth now.
So then you don't mind constructive criticism. then?
I don't mind.
Absolutely. It's good for you.
Especially from a stranger, it really wouldn't.
yeah.
Now, if my children said something, then my emotions would
Yeah.
probably be a little bit more invested. But on the street, I don't really care.
Because
It's not really going to hit me to the point where I'm, it's going to affect, my next step.
Yeah, but you do
But-
go home and say, what did he mean by that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you take it in, but I'm not going to let it just be like,
You
yeah.
pretend that
down.
it just rolled right over you. It went right over
Then
you.
later on, I might get home and be like, dang, he might have been right.
I
I
mean,
didn't see that myself, but
but it's like you said, it's building up that self-esteem in yourself. Because I remember when before Miss Janice used to call me on, she's like, why would you let one person take you down? I used to go in the rabbit hole and stay there.
Oh, so you allowed that.
that's why you don't like rap.
Yeah.
Oh, the sound effect got me.
Yeah.
Did it get anybody else?
went
that
right
kind of
there.
got me.
And we all know that's how you scamper into a rabbit hole.
Yeah, and I stayed there. That's
Thank
why
you.
I'm scared of rabbits this day, Tammy.
Well,
Red eyes.
we wanted to use this time to kind of introduce you to us so you can see that we are everyday people. We don't have any teleprompters. We don't have any people giving us signals about what to do. But they probably will when we're done.
Right.
But for now, there's no one up there holding up a card for us to say our show is going to be spontaneous.
Yes.
But it's going to be giving you some truths that maybe you're not ready for.
Yep.
But when you feel, and I can't emphasize this enough, when you feel like you're ready to hear the truth, You're ready to deal with that self-esteem problem. You're tired of being shamed. You're tired of wearing guilt. When you're tired of doing all that, we want you to go straight to our website,
That's right.
www.somethingtothinkaboutkpod.com.
Yep.
Go to contact us. Put in a fake name if you want to. We don't care. Just put your problem.
And hey, we
Yeah.
can handle it.
Yes.
Whether
can
it's
handle
negative
it.
or positive.
Whatever it is.
Absolutely.
Let it
And
slide
you
off your
tell
back.
us what you're dealing with, the thing that's on your heart right now.
That's right.
You go and search your own heart. This time when you look in the mirror, be honest with yourself.
Hey.
What is it that's keeping me from being where I want to be? And it's a whole bunch of different things, self-esteem issues. And women, I'm sorry to tell you, but you want to be victims more than anything else. Not even considering the fact that men consider you prey to begin with. So what you have to do is go in and examine yourself. What value do I have?
That's right.
And later on in some other episodes, we're going to be talking to the men about how they jump up and feel like somebody's supposed to do what they say just because they're a man.
Uh-oh.
We're going to talk about that too.
wait a
Don't you
minute.
think, don't you
There
think
is
it's
a
one
man on
sided
the
thing?
She said pepper, pepper.
That's a pepper.
That's
There's
the
a pepper moment.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
So-
he would know. He's a
Yeah,
man.
he's a man.
Yeah.
And when we come back again, we are going to be dealing with boundaries. That's part of your emotions. That's part of all the different things that you feel.
Hey.
And this is how you measure if you've made any progress.
Some
and we're
people
going to
don't
help
have
you do that.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our next segment, we're going to help you realize and recognize what your boundaries are because many of you don't have them.
They
Let's
don't.
face it.
And they cross them.
Yeah.
All the
All the time.
Yeah.
You be
And
like,
how
I
you
can't believe
deal
you
with
just did that.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Because they tend to send you into anger, shame, guilt, all of those.
Make you want to choke them.
Yeah. So you just get yourself a big eraser and start erasing all those things out
There
of
you
your
go.
life. Because
All that negative
we're about to
energy.
help you do that, are we not?
Yes, we
Of
are.
course
I
we
need a
are.
little help with that myself.
Well, we can help.
Okay, thank you.
Helping you will help someone else.
And then if you feel better after we've told you all the stuff we want to tell you and give you some tools to deal with, if you feel better, we maybe want you to come on the show and share your story.
Come on.
Or you can just go
The
back
more
to
the
that
merrier.
website and contact us and say, hey, you know what? You guys really did me a good favor.
Yeah.
It won't be a talk show where you're talking and you're listening and you could care less what I'm saying because you're going to care.
We're going to make you care.
Don't come at me like that. You are going to care.
You're able to help shape and mold the show.
And then
Yeah.
changing the generational curse, everybody. That's the main thing.
Oh my goodness.
Don't carry
Let's
it
not
on
get
to
started on that.
Don't carry it to the next.
The generation.
Yeah.
Yes, we gotta break them screens. Break them.
I feel sorry for the generation that's coming up
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Woo.
So we gotta do that. Let's make them have a better world than what we leaving it.
Yeah, Michael Jackson said it the best. The man in the mirror.
It's the
Look
one
at
you-
yourself and make that change.
That's it.
And we're here to help you to make that change.
That's right.
And then you
And-
find that one person say, hey, I don't want to make no change. I'm fine.
Well, can you stay fine where you
And
at
then you know what we're going to say to that, Tammy? Stupid.
Cut it out.
That's what we're going to say. And we're going to leave you with that thought for now. But when we come back, we're going to get you into the boundaries. And that's where you're going to get the meat and potatoes of what we're about. Because you have to set those boundaries and you have to let other people know that you're not permitted
That's right.
to cross these lines.
Okay.
All right.
You
now.
have no right to make my life miserable. I alone have that choice.
That's it.
So saying that, I'm going to say this. Bye.